Hi, today we'll have a look at this Famicom AV. This is Japanese version. This is a nice device. This one is actually yellowed quite a bit, but yeah, the thing with this one is that it doesn't power on at all, and I'm pretty sure it's been in my cupboard for some time, let's just say, and I'm pretty sure I did test it at some point and it worked. Now when I'm trying to connect it, it does not power on at all. Normally, in this case, my first suspicion is that somebody just connected incorrect power supply. So this one has a center negative pin. But again, I'm pretty sure I tested it and it worked. So I don't know. So we'll have a quick look. I'll just disassemble it. So you just need to take off these 4 screws, and these are these game bit screws or whatever. So I'll just disassemble that, and you just pull this top part up, and we'll see the motherboards. So I'll do it off camera, and I'll be back. Okay, so I removed the screws, and here's the screw. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it at all, but maybe. So this is this kind of funny screw that Nintendo used, and you'll need this. Come on, focus. This screwdriver to remove those. These are pain in the lower back, but yeah, what can you do? So just flip it up, flip it over, and this should now come. Did I remove all of them? Yeah, I did. So this should now come off fairly easily, and I'm not sure why it doesn't. Let me try and help it. There. So just the top shell, sorry. So we got the board, and I'll probably need to remove this heatsink as well. Yeah, because what I need is access to the power regulator. That's right there. So, and in order to remove this heatsink, I will need to remove the entire board. So again, just a few screws, and this one's there, and yeah, that should be it. So let me remove the board off the camera, and I'll be back. Okay, so the board is removed. You also need to remove the 2 screws that are right in here, and these are these long ones. So the 3 kind of yellowish go here, and the white ones, long ones, go here, and in these 2 places. So this one's now removed, and put this aside. And now we should be able to remove this shield, and this shield is held by 2 screws right here, this one, and also we'll need to remove this screw here, because it's connecting this power regulator. Actually, what I'm thinking, before I do that, this power regulator is right here, so these are the pins of that power regulator. So I'll connect power, and we'll check voltages, what voltages we have here. I'm also looking at this capacitor, and it looks perfectly fine. As you can see, it's, well, you can't see it, it's kind of flat at the top, so it's not bulging or anything. Let's have a look at these ones. These are also fine. I don't see any problems. So first things first, let's connect it to the power supply, and I'll check let's check the voltages here, and also zoom in a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the board is connected to the power supply again, center negative, and I'll show you later what power supplies. I'm using Triad power supplies. So it's 9 volts. This should technically be 10 volts, yeah, but 9 volts works, or at least works on all other Famicoms that I have. So first things first, I'll check the power switch here, right here. So we should have, so this is ground, we should have, I think, 9 volts here, and you won't be able to see my meter, but I have a 9.3 volts. So we have voltage on this, so I'll power it on. Let's have a look what we have now. We still have 9.3, and we have 9.3 volts here, so this is okay. Now let me check these ones again. This is probably, let me zoom in a little again, maybe, yeah, that's all I can do. So these are the 3 pins. Now it's powered on, so don't short them, be careful. So these 3 pins right here. So one probe to the ground, and let's check this one, and I have 0 volts on this one. I have 9 volts on this one, so I think we have a problem. I think this should be 5 volts, and it's not. It's 0. What about this one? 0. Okay. So, and again, so this is our input, 9 volts, exact same voltage as in here on the power switch. So this is the input. This one should be 5 volts, and it's not. It's 0 volts. This is probably ground most likely, and it's 0. I'll just power it off. Just remove this. Let me switch to, oh come on. So you should hear the beep. So this should be the middle one should be ground. It is. Do we have shorts? No, we don't. So there's no shorts. So again, my guess, this power regulator doesn't work. Now I'm just wondering, do I have that kind of power regulator? So again, now I definitely need to get access to that power regulator, so let's remove those screws. So which one again? These two, this one, and then the one right inside there. Focus, this one. So let me do it right now. By the way, these are different screws, so make sure you keep them separate from the rest. And the last one. Okay. This one's also different. So make sure you use the correct ones. Yeah, so you can see, hopefully you can see the markings here. So input, ground, output. And we should have 5 volts on this one, and we don't. Let me see, what is this? 7. Can you see that? 7805. So 7805. The best way to do this, to remove this, is to just desolder this with some sort of tool, like pump or something. But again, actually, let me try and pull the soldering gun out. But first things first, I'll add some fresh solder to both of these. So let me do it right now. What tip do I have here? Fairly small. Should be enough. It should be enough, I hope. I always add fresh solder, which helps with the removal later. So let me. Well, and when I do that, I usually kind of gently push the pin so that it moves, so it kind of helps with the flow of the solder. And the last one, I definitely should have put on my fume extractor. I think I'll do it now. Okay, not sure if it will work. Okay, so I'll bring my the soldering gun, and we'll try to remove this regulator. I think I have one of these somewhere. Okay, so my desoldering gun is on, and one thing that you need to do with this, that's why I don't really recommend those, is to clean it frequently. So let's go ahead and try and remove. Oh, you probably can't see this. Sorry about that. So what I'm doing is, again, and I have a video on removing these components, so just hold it. Oh, it's gone already. Perfect. So I'll just remove the... So just hold it. Don't push. Don't ever push on the pads. Hold it for a second or two, then start kind of doing the circular motion and press the trigger. And that's all. So let me clean this before it clogs. Okay. So we are done with this. Now I'll clean this off. It's fairly clean, but I'll remove any remains of solder, any solder here. Okay, that's done. And any remains of flux. Okay, that should be good. Now let me try and find one of these. 7805. I think I bought a kit that had a few of those. But yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes, hopefully. Okay, so I found one. New LS805. So now we'll put it back in. One thing we need to do first is we need to kind of mount it here, because we need to know the height. So I can't put it right in here like that, because then the hole wouldn't most likely match. So what I need to do, I'll just mount it right here and then put it with this shield. But first, let me just put some Arctic silver or whatever I have here. Yeah. So just a tiny bit, not much, just to help it with the heat. So I'll just put a little bit of that paste, thermal paste here. Again, not much, doesn't really matter. And then I'll grab that screw, put it in here, and then I'll try and... Was it that way? I think it was. So I'll grab my screwdriver. I'm not going to tighten it too much, just so that there is some... that I can move it, because again I need to put it back in here, and I need to... these holes, mounting holes, need to match. So let me put it back in here, and I'll actually put those back in so that it stays secure and in place. Just like that, and the other one goes right here. Again, just make sure you put the correct screws. The one holding or screwing to the regulator was slightly shorter, just like that. So now we have our pins right here. So let me go ahead and solder those back on. Maybe so that you can see this. So I'll start here. That one's done. Add some more. And the last one. And we should be good. So that's done. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, looks perfect. I'll cut off the... I probably don't need to cut these off because, yeah, I'll leave them as they are. I think that was there originally. So let me just do a quick clean. Now, that's done. So let me just do a quick check first for shorts again, just to make sure we don't have any shorts. So you can I'll turn off the fume extractor so you can hear the beep. So let me just, so ground should be here. Yeah, it's okay, okay, and the ground. No shorts between these. Actually, let me check. Was there a short? Because I didn't check that actually. Was there a short between these two? No. But anyway, this one was clearly faulty. So let me plug the power supply back on. Okay. And it's off initially. Plug it back in and let's measure some voltages. So again, I'll go ahead and measure here at the, so I can see 9.33 volts. Any voltage here? No. Okay. Actually, let's check the voltages here. Right now there should be nothing. So nothing here, nothing here. Obviously this is ground. Okay, so let's power it on and see what happens. Hopefully nothing will blow up. Just like that. So first things first, 9 volts, 5 volts. So we have 5 volts. You can't see it, but there's 5 volts right here. I can see 45.007. Sounds promising. So let's I won't actually be just putting it all back in the shell. I'll just test it as it is. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see this right now because again I have my setup in the other room. So I'll go ahead, check this. If it works, I'll put it back together and then you'll see the result. So I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. It works. So let me just, before I forget, let me just tighten this screw here. This is actually important because we need this power regulator to sit tight against this. And it seems to be okay. Yeah, perfect. So I'll put it back together. Let me do it real quick. So again, just go ahead, put it back in. Make sure this port sits tight inside this right here, this cutout. And then put all the screws back. Just remember, there are long screws and short screws, and one is just gone. There. So make sure you use the correct ones. So again, short screws go right here in this, actually here, here, and here. So let me do it real quick. Right there. And then the 4 remaining screws go, 2 of those goes here, and then 2 go back here. So I'll do it off camera, and I'll put the rest of the case together, and we'll go and test so that you can see if it works. Okay, so I put back all the screws. Just before I put the cover back. So again, from what I've seen in this, in the Famicom's AV, at least, there's the most common fault is that power regulator, because people tend to put power supply that has center positive pin, and it obviously will blow up stuff. And the best case scenario is the voltage regulator. Worst case scenario, it will just destroy the board. So again, center negative, 9-10 volts, both work. Check power regulator as we did, so check the output voltage if it's 5 volts. If it's 0 or anything else than 5 volts, well, if it's 9 or 10 volts, then probably the rest of the board is fried, but hopefully it's 0. If it's 0, then replace the power regulator. Check the capacitors. Quite often I've seen this cap here, this big cap, bulging. So if you see like a bulge on the top of the cap or anything that's suspicious, just remove this cap and replace it. Again, these caps I usually don't replace, well, as long as they look fine, as long as they are not bulging or there's any leaks or anything. This is clean. I don't see anything wrong with these caps, so I'll just leave them on. This one is also perfectly fine. So that's all. Again, if that fails, if all that fails, then it probably means that one of these chips is dead, in which case you'll probably need to replace it essentially. But again, if you see 0 volts on that power regulator, that again is right here, on the output of that power regulator, then it's most likely the power regulator, and the rest of the board should be safe. What else? That's pretty much it. I've never seen anything else really go wrong. You can also check if this center pin is not moving. Sometimes the joints that are, again, I should have show that this center pin is obviously connected to the board, and sometimes this joint breaks or cracks, and this is then moving. And just if that's the case, just kind of retouch it, just add some fresh solder, and it'll be fine. That's all. If all that fails, then if replaced all that and it still doesn't work, then it most likely means that some of these chips are bad, and most likely one of these or both. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll put it all back together, and we'll go back and check if it works. Okay, so the Famicom is connected. I have one of the controllers connected here. The power's connected there. You can see this, and it's going, sorry for the mess, but it's going to capture device, or sorry, to the retro thing, to the capture device and all that. So I'll put the card right in here. Let me bring up the output window, so I'll just power it on, and there you go. Works perfectly fine. Let's see if I can play a game. Perfect. So as you can see, works perfectly fine. While I'm at it, let me just test the other pad. So let's power it on again. Start the game. Perfect. Sound is not connected, by the way, so that's why you can't hear it. So there. So as you can see, it's back and alive. So thank you very much. We'll do something else in the next video. By the way, if you like my videos, please subscribe and please like my videos. So yeah, see you next time. Thanks.